All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. It's the final weekend for your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Boys as they participate in the season-ending Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase event. For a total of 4 games, 3 are already on the schedule, knowing the opponents for them, and then depending on how things shake out, will determine who and when the final game of the year will be played against on Sunday. But a mid-afternoon contest today between the Buffalo Junior Sabres and your 2015 Pens Elite squad. Warm-ups wrapping up here as the boys are getting the pucks together in the net. 15 minutes are on the clock, and it's to be game number 1 between these Junior Sabres and the Pens, who played all the way back in the first or second week of the season, which ended in a Buffalo Sabres win in the first game, and then they came back late to tie it up against the Pens Elite squad, and that ended in a 3-3 tie. So here we have game number 3 between these two squads. And starting in net today, just like all season long, has been a rock behind the Penguins group, and that is number 29, Max Dragicic. Starting at center today, number 93, Riker Ferguson. On the left side, up front is Blake Paris. At right wing, number 19, Bingham Green. And on the backside, Nico Stark and Grant Loya. Puck is dropped here. We're underway, 15 minutes in counting here as number 34 for the Buffalo Junior Sabres dumps it into the zone. Going back to get this puck is number 93. That's Riker Ferguson. He's going to wheel out now. He cuts into the middle, shovels a pass up just beyond the reach of number 25, Blake Paris. Ferguson's going to go for a change. Borman's now on. It's going to be behind the net now, controlled by Blake Paris. He tries to move it in front, but it deflects off of a Buffalo stick as they bring it back to center here. They go wide, knocked off the stick of number 34 nicely by Pens defenseman number 7, Nico Stark. Tries to continue to move it along, though. He's going back to retrieve the stick. The puck goes all the way back behind Dragicic now, where number 43, Grant Loya, is going to pick up the puck. Moves it over to Frankenfield, number 4. Tries to get into the zone. Goes off his stick. Fortunately for the Pens, it's picked up by number 74, Easton Borman. Tries a centering pass to Brooks Gaworski. Runs into his own teammate. That's Mulligan. Welch is now on to pick this up. He's going to bring it down into the zone. He's going to dump it behind the net. Picked up by Gaworski. Gaworski still has it. He's looking for an avenue to pass it to. Goes off the backhand of Owen Mulligan. Kept in the zone nicely by Riker Ferguson. It's going to shake out to the stick of Pens defenseman Wyatt Frankenfield. Dumps it back down into the zone. Squirts right back out to the stick of Noah Welch, who has it at center. He's going to collect some things. Moves it wide to Sawyer Phillips, left winger for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He comes down. Centering pass attempt goes in the equipment of the netminder. Sneaky pass shot there by Sawyer Phillips. Offensive zone face-off coming up here. 13:30 to go in the first period. As the Pens are going to change up their personnel grouping here. Borman's going to center the Wilson-Phillips line. And on the backside, number 77, CJ. Second shot of the day. Another offensive zone face-off. Pens are going to stick with the same grouping of personnel on the ice. Borman's going to step in for this draw. It's going to be one back by the Sabres. They try to go D-to-D behind their own net as it's worked up the half wall back to center here off the equipment of a couple of players. Squirting around here for Sawyer Phillips, gets control, and he moves it to right winger Connor Wilson. Long shot taken off the glove. Squirts free to Borman momentarily as it's brought back to center now by the Sabres. I believe that's number 8, trying to work down the left-hand side. He's going to take behind Dragicic now, and then Avisa comes over to pressure as it squirts up to Blake Paris. Blake Paris is run into. Borman's run into, but creates a opportunity here for Wilson. Wilson throws that deep into the corner as Grant Loya is going to pinch down here as the Pens are going to change up some of their players behind the play. Bingham Green's now going to collect mail. He comes in. He's trying to split the D. He's going to go in between. He still has it knocked off of his stick at the last second. before he could get a shot away, as the Sabres are going to try Frankenfield now, back pressuring now. Good stick there by Frankenfield as Ferguson was on the back check with Bingham Green. As it's thrown back into the Buffalo Sabres zone. Pressure there, good pressure by Blake Paris. It's going to squirt in on the netminder. He covers it up and settles things down as we approach 12:08 in the first period. Just some background on these teams. I mentioned that they played twice already this season. This is game number 3. Buffalo's looking at the My Hockey rankings, coming in around the number 15 in the nation. As number 96 throws it behind his own work around Frankenfield, but Borman, he comes back and cleans up the pressure as it comes behind the net now to Frankenfield. Frankenfield throws it off the stick of Gaworski to Sabres defender number 96, left-handed D-man, throws it right back into the zone for our own left-handed D-man. That's number 7, Nico Stark, that now has it. Loses it to Tempany as Borman tries to move it to Mulligan. Stark follows on now. Throws it wide to Frankenfield. He dips and dances around the guy. Left winger Owen Mulligan now has it. Tries to go back to Frankenfield. Doesn't get all the way through, though. As the puck's being brought back to center behind the defense, number 17. Frankenfield's on the source to catch up. Glove down by Dragosic to slow things down. As the Sabres get their first shot of the game. D-zone draw coming up to the right of goaltender Dragosic. Face-off's going to be taken by Pens number 93, Riker Ferguson, Wilson, Phillips, Welch, and Nenavisa complete the 5 on the ice. Clean win over to Nenavisa. He's going to work it off his backhand now, creating some room behind the net. Moves it over to Welch. Welch is going to send this right up the sword. Phillips' chip pass attempt goes right to the stick of Wilson. He's got some speed. He works around him, man. He's in all by himself. Can't dip around the last guy, though. Good angle there taken by the Buffalo Sabres D-man to get back on Connor Wilson. As a stretch pass is made back to center as 12 gets around Nenavisa. Good back check by Sawyer Phillips, though. As he tries a backhand pass, he was looking for Wilson. Just a miscommunication there as Sabres are coming back with speed. Going to try and split Nenavisa and goes around Nenavisa. Welch is going to come over to help out the stick. Off. Over to make it 1-0 here with 10:26 to go. Ensuing face-off here is Borman steps in to take this. It's going to be thrown back. Could be an icing. It's going to be waved off here. As Nico Stark goes back, he reverses it for Loya. Loya's going to throw it up to Blake Paris. Goes off of his stick. Pens controlled the play here early on in the contest. Just got that one opportunity. Good shot, finds the back of the net here. Pens looking to get it back as Easton Borman's going to come with speed down the right-hand wall. He's tripped up as he falls to the ice now. Bingham Green's going to pick up the mail. He's going to try a centering pass up to the point. Grant Loya, long shot taken. High glove save. He's going to go over the net. Buffalo Sabres netminder's going to glove it down. Another offensive zone face-off here coming up for the Pens grouping. Riker Ferguson steps in for this face-off. He's on with Gaworski and Mulligan now on the backside. Stark and Loya remain on. Puck's going to be sent back to center here where Riker Ferguson's going to pick it up. He dances in the middle of the ice. Long shot. Riker Ferguson cashes in. It's Friday and it's payday for Riker Ferguson, as he gets the Pens on the board here with 9:36 left in the first period. Good centering pass attempt comes out from Gaworski. He finds Fergie, and it's a 1-1 game. Ferguson now stays on the ice here to take this draw. As the Sabres are trying to work it around Ferguson, he seals off his man, creates some space for D-man Grant Loya. He's run into by number 17. Puck's going to find the stick of 15. He's hooked down there. Nothing to be called. As it goes back into the Sabres zone, deflects into the Sabres bench. Neutral zone face-off. 9:15 on the clock. On to take this draw is Easton Borman, on with Wilson, Phillips, Frankenfield, and Welch. Puck's going to squirt out behind Welch now. Frankenfield's on his horse to catch up. 34 comes in off the bar. As bringing it back to center now is Connor Wilson. As the puck squirts under the stick of Noah Welch, back to get it is Wyatt Frankenfield. He skates around one guy, still has the puck, gets his head up off the skates of Borman. As Borman's now going to bring it into the zone. Tries a backhand pass attempt. Doesn't get through, though. Behind the net now, puck battle's going to be won by Sawyer Phillips. Tried to send it for Wilson. Comes all the way up to the right point to Frankenfield. He throws it right back down the wall. Phillips is going to throw it across the crease. Bumped into was the defender by Borman. Over here on the half wall, it's going to be thrown back up to the right point. Frankenfield's going to toss it right back down the wall. Pens are going to change some of their personnel group as Riker Ferguson steps on. Number 12 tries a centering pass. It goes over everybody, and it finds the stick of Grant Loya now. He falls down, picked up by number 11. Correction, number 71, who's going to be bumped into by Fergie and Loya now. Ferguson wins that puck battle. He's going to squirt it over to Frankenfield. Can't move it along further. Ferguson moves it up the wall off the stick of Wilson. As the Buffalo Sabres now have it on the half wall. Puck battles won by Bingham Green. He's nice little backhand pass over to Paris. Can't get the shot away, though. Good stick there by the Sabres defender right there at the last second. We're at 7:19 to play in the first period. Bingham Green tries to control this puck, goes all the way up to the point man. That is CJ Nanavisa, left-handed defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Passes it right back down to Bingham Green. Green to Borman. Borman tries to go back to Green. Picked off, though, by the Sabres player. They're going to dump it past the stick of Loya. Foot race now, as CJ Nanavisa is going to collect the puck behind netminder Dragicic. Borman's on to help out. That backhand goes in off of the right pad of Max Dragicic. Loya falls down. As Scarmenti, number 98, is going to throw it behind the goal line once again. Sticks are being taken away there, so Bingham Green skates it out of danger as we have 6.5 to go. Puck is thrown up to number 34. He chips it around the Pens defense back to cover this up. There's number 12, Owen Mulligan. Sends it hard over to Frankenfield. Frankenfield has his back picked off by number 17. Out of danger, though, as Brooks Gaworski's going to pick up that turnover. Unfortunately, though, for the Pens, he goes in just a hair offsides. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. 6 minutes even to go. Shots on the board. Showing 4-1. I think it's 4-2 right now, though, in terms of the shot totals, where it counts, though, 1-1 on the scoreboard. Puck battle right in front of the Sabres bench is going to be won by the Sabres. Good stick again by Nico Stark. He seals off his man. He wins that puck battle, separates his man from the puck. He's going to throw it wide to Gaworski. As the Sabres bring it right back in the zone now. Borman is crushed into the boards as Frankenfield's going to pick up the puck. He throws it up to Owen Mulligan. As Frankenfield has it behind the net, he's going to throw it along the boards back to the point man, number 33, that now has it. He throws it on the net, deflects off of the stick of Frankenfield and wide of the net. Centering pass goes through everybody. Mulligan now has it. Tries to work it up to Gaworski. As Buffalo now tries to wind it up. Brought right back in by Connor Wilson. Backdoor pass. Finds the stick of Sawyer Phillips for the tap-in. Sawyer Phillips gives the Pens the lead off of a pretty feed by Connor Wilson. Found Sawyer on the back door, and Sawyer puts it beyond the Sabres netminder for a 2-1 lead. 4:39 to go here in game number 1 of the PPE Showcase. Ferguson on with Phillips and Wilson, Nanavisa and Welch. Connor Wilson's not going to take it high in the zone. He's looking for more here. Long shot taken, swallowed up there by the Sabres netminder. Pens change up their forward grouping as Bingham Green, Blake Paris, and Easton Borman come over the boards. You're going to stick with the same D grouping here of Welch and Nanavisa. 2-1 the score, 4:22 to go, 6-2 the shots on the board. Puck's going to squirt free here high in the zone where the Sabres are going to outlet this by skating it out of the zone. Good pressure there by Bingham Green to seal his man off. Separates his man from the puck momentarily. Easton Borman's going to throw it wide to Noah Welch. He's going to get his head up. He throws it up to Blake Paris. Paris moves over to Borman now. Pens have clean entry into the zone. Borman steps up high in the zone. He's going to look to air mile it. It goes off the back of Paris here, creating an outlet. Good stick by Borman to create a turnover. As the puck's going to be thrown now behind the Pens D. Welch goes back as he's going to be pressured by number 71. He stops up. He's going to throw it off the wall to Blake Paris. Paris goes off his backhand, goes off of a Sabres glove, and to the stick of Bingham Green. Thrown right back in the zone. Blake Paris picks it up. Dumps it deep. Pens make a change behind the play now. Paris is going to stay on here to forecheck. Long stretch pass from the Sabres as they exit the zone, but it's thrown right back to the blade of number 43, right-handed defenseman for the Pens. That's Grant Loyett. Skates it back to center red off the blade of Riker Ferguson. He gets control of that puck again, dumps it right back into himself as he bounces down the right side of the ice. As it's a centering pass, finds Brooks Gawarski's stick behind the net. He's pulled down, has a stick between, actually underneath his armpit right now. No hooking call called here as the Sabres bring it back to center. Nico Stark can't find control of this puck, but he's going to seal it off on the wall as Ferguson's dumped in front of the Penguins bench. And that's going to be a first power play of the game for the Pens elite squad. As number 34 for the Buffalo Junior Sabres put Ferguson on his wallet. And it's a minute 30 penalty on the board. 2-1 is the score. Minute 30 power play coming up. Borman, Wilson, Phillips, Welch. 71. Had to be alert there as Penn's going to try and rush this out. They're coming down 2-on-3 right now. Wilson's going to bounce this wide. He's forced to the wall here as it's thrown to Frankenfield. He has some trouble handling it. Throws it right back down off the stick of Wilson. Borman now has it. He's going to come in. Shot taken, goes behind the net, deflects off a stick. Thrown right back to the stick of Easton Borman. Correction, that's Connor Wilson goes to Borman. Shot in on net, swallowed up there by the Buffalo netminder. Pens change up their grouping here as Blake Paris comes on behind the net. Knocked off of his stick, high in the zone now as the Sabres unable to get it out. Good keep there by number 43, Grant Loya. Moves over to Riker Ferguson, high in the zone. Long shot taken, deflects high over the net. Shooter there was number 19, Bingham Green. Puck's going to be chipped around Loya here. Another foot race here between Nanavisa and number 17. 17 looks like he's out of gas, though. He's going to peel off a little bit as it's going to be thrown up the wall here, kept in the zone by defender number 97. Loy comes over to play this puck here on the goal line. 13 to go in the Pens power play. Grant Loy gets his head up, stops up here on the goal line, looking for an option. Is he going to carry it himself? As we are now back to 5-on-5 play. 34 is out. Blake Paris takes it down the right wall. He stumbles and falls down, but comes all the way around to number 74. That's Easton Borman that has it. Centering pass goes off of the skate of a Buffalo defender. It's chipped around Stark here as 34 is going to try Frankenfield. Borman's back checking, long shot over the bar by number 34. Goes all the way, clearing attempt. Turns into a clearing attempt for the Pens, but it comes back to number 34. Goes off his stick, right back into the Penguin zone. Borman goes back for this puck. Going to roll that was not chipped, so it's going to be go all the way back down to the Pens offensive zone for another faceoff. Borman's on to take the straw. He wins it back cleanly to Nico Stark, has it at the point. Throws it off the stick of Borman to the Buffalo defender. As it comes out to the right point here as Frankenfield gets tied up with a man. As it squirts around him, and foot race here between Nico Stark and number 8. 8 dances around Stark here. Borman's on a back check, lifts the stick. Good stick lift there by number 74, Easton Borman. The cover up for that. 10 seconds now remain in the first period as Owen Mulligan's going to bring it out of the Penn zone and throws it off of a defender, Brooks Jaworski. But it looks like that's where things are going to end here at the end of one. Your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 2 and the Buffalo Junior Sabres 1. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back, folks, to reset here. Pens taking on number 15 in the country, the Buffalo Junior Sabres. First of 3 games at the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase events. Only game on the schedule for Friday. The second period set to begin. 2-1 to score, 9-4 the shots on the scoreboard. Riker Ferguson steps in at center, pushes it forward to number 8. That's Connor Wilson. He's knocked off the puck there by number 15, sent wide, where Welch is going to come over and contest. He goes down as Sawyer Phillips back checks here to get to this puck, along with number 93. It's Riker Ferguson. Ferguson steps around a man here, throws it all the way to the stick of Connor Wilson. Tried a toe drag move, but falls down in doing so. Puck's going to be thrown wide here to number 34. He's going to try Welch. Welch's going to separate him, sticked off of his blade, and he throws it up for Connor Wilson. As Connor Wilson now has it on the half wall. There's a man open in front, hits him. Riker Ferguson gets a shot attempt, falls down in doing so, though. Thrown behind the net from Connor Wilson over to Riker Ferguson now. Ferguson's going to win this puck battle temporarily. He's tripped up, though, nothing called. As it comes back to the stick of Nico Stark. Moves it to Connor Wilson. He's coming in 1-on-2, knocked off his blade. Comes down the left side of the ice, stops up, tries to throw it back to Stark. Picked up now by number 74, Easton Borman. He's got a man in front, goes behind the net instead. Borman now is looking to center this pass. Instead it goes to the point, goes to number 43, Grant Loy. Plays catch with him, tried to go right back to Loya, just fanned on that pass attempt. As the Sabres bring it back to center, knocked off his blade by Nico Stark. Good stick today by Nico Stark, separating breaking up a lot of plays here. Now the long shot by Nico Stark goes in on the netminder. Number 50 covers up for a whistle now. As we played a minute 40 here in the second period, 13:20 on the clock, 10-4 the shot totals, 2-1 on the scoreboard. At center now, number 74, Borman. flanked by Green and Blake Parrish. Stark and Loya round out the 5 on the ice for the Pens as Borman's able to strip 96 of the puck, knocked off of his blade now. Bingham Green looks to control the puck. He's run into by 96. On to help out those. Blake Parrish protects the puck nicely using his body. Leaves it for Green. Green works around one guy. And Easton Borman's going to try to cycle it back to Green, though, but it comes past him. Grant Loy steps down from his deep position as 96 now picks it up behind netminder number 50. Good zone time here from the Pens. Pressure being applied here by this forward group. Bingham Green throws it right behind the net. Pens go for a change. Held in by number 43, Grant Loya. Brought it to the center of the ice as the Sabres number 8 tried to work it further. Bingham Green brings it right back in. Nice little seam pass. Just goes under the stick of Riker Ferguson as the Pens have the Sabres hemmed in. Fergie now has this puck. Protects it nicely. Throws to Mulligan. He's got Kowarski in front. Tries to hit him with it. Doesn't get through them. Mulligan now has it. It's looking. Tries a centering pass to the point man. That's Frankenfield. Shoots it wide of the net. Ferguson's pulled down. Nothing called. Mulligan separates his man as Kowarski comes over. This was going to be an icing, but official stopped it up there for the Sabres here, and the Sabres going to make a change. As it comes all the way around to Noah Walsh. Long pass up off the stick of the Sabres defender. And it goes back into the Pens' offensive zone. It's going to be thrown off the half wall here as the Sabres try to transition back to center. It goes good play there by Easton Borman, freshly on the ice to separate. Carries it in now behind the zone. He's got Kowarski going with him. Instead, he's going to stop up and dump it deep in the zone. Clearing pass is going to be fanned on. Kowarski now has it behind the net. Tries to curl around the net. Squirts out to Frankenfield, high in the point. Long shot taken off the shin pad of number 30. Still loose. Sawyer Phillips trying to find it. Borman's shot attempt. Still loose in the crease. Still loose as number 98. Still deflects wide of the net. Borman's over there to hustle to get it. It's going to be thrown off the wall. Welch is going to step down. He's going to curl over the front of the net. Knocked off of his stick there. Creates a break as Wilson has to come back and cover for that. Penalty is going to be coming up, though, against number 8, Connor Wilson. As Noah Welsh probably needs to fire that puck or make a stronger move there instead of dancing around to the center of the ice. So the Pens are going to be shorthanded here for the next minute 30. As number 11 is going to go D to number 86. Long shot taken off the glove of netminder number 29, Max Dragicic. Half wall controlled here by the Buffalo Sabres. They go to the right-handed D-man. Long shot taken, deflect. Good save there by Dragicic as it hopped up there at the last second. Changed directions. Dragicic had to be alert to make that save. Buffalo still has control here. Minute 7 to go on the Pens penalty. Long shot, again, stopped up by Dragicic. Cleared out by Loya. Loya's going to throw it up to Phillips. Phillips up to Borman. As it's thrown all the way back down the ice, it's going to be an icing call as it goes beyond the reach of number 77, CJ Nenavisa. Goes all the way down into the Pens offensive zone now. Puck's going to be one back to number 4, Wyatt Frankenfield. Squirts over to Nico Stark. Long shot. Goes a couple feet over the net, though. Blake Paris looking to get to this rebound. Pens here have 34 seconds of shorthanded time. Comes all the way over to Frankenfield. Tries to work it further to Bingham Green and does. Centering pass attempt. Goes through everybody. Netminder sticks it away. Just deflects high and up over the net on the Blake Paris shot attempt here. As it's going to be shot right back down the wall by Blake Parrish. Comes to Bingham Green. Penn's short-handed, glove down by netminder number 50. 7 seconds now to go on the penalty call. Puck is worked back into the zone. Back to 5-on-5 action here as the Connor Wilson penalty gets killed off. As Wilson tries to bring it back in the offensive zone, but we have a cross-checking goal coming up on the Penn's number 45. Brooks Gaworski's going to go right back to the box here. As the Penn's going to have to kill off another penalty. So, minute 30 on the clock here for the Gaworski call. 9:02 remaining in the second period. Mulligan and Ferguson on to kill off the penalty. Welch and Nenavisa on from the D side. Puck's going to go all the way behind the net. Comes free to Owen Mulligan. He's unable to control it. Goes all the way back to the point man. Stick down. Goes behind the net now. Welch stops up behind the net. Creates some space. Going to send it up to Owen Mulligan. Goes off of his stick, though. It's going to be thrown right back into deeper in the zone. Long shot. Rebound. Kicks out. Good save there by Max as Ferguson's going to kick it out of the zone now. He's coming in 2-on-2 with Mulligan. Mulligan's got Ferguson going with him. Tries to go back to him. Unable to get it through. 53 now to go on the Gaworski penalty. Good skates there by Owen Mulligan to keep this deep in the zone here as we now have under 40 to go. Ferguson falls down as the Sabres coming out 4-on-2 now. Their 18 is going to try and go wide here. Through the long pass. Goes off the equipment of Welch wide of the net. Puck now controlled below the goal line where the Sabres are going to try and wrap move. Goes off the left pad to Dragosic. Still kicks free. Welch now has it behind the net. He's going to throw it along the wall. Comes back to the Sabres point man. They go D to D. Number 86 is going to throw this deep in the zone. As time's just ticking away off this penalty call, they go D to D once again. Connor Wilson's coming out of the box right now. As it's thrown down here to Nenavisa. Nenavisa is going to leave it for Welch. Welch now is going to pick this up. He's going to bounce it off the wall. He's got Sawyer Phillips on the left wing. Phillips tries to move it further along. Unable to do so. Centering pass attempt. Good save there by Dragosic. As it squirts out high in the zone. Shot off the backside of number 3, Sawyer Phillips. As it's going to come all the way out to the left half wall where Sawyer Phillips is going to chip it up out of the zone. Where Connor Wilson's going to go in 1-on-3. He's got Gaworski going with him. Still, Connor Wilson wins that puck battle, moves it over to Gaworski, has it open in front. It was like a change up there for the netminder number 50. Good play there by Connor Wilson to hang on to that puck and move it to Gaworski, who was open in front. Puck popped up for that netminder to make one last save for him in the game, and then he gets replaced by his goaltending counterpart, number 18. So Sabres change up their goalie grouping. Pens kill off that penalty. 2-1's the score. 6:40 now to go in the second period. Puck comes over to Easton Borman. Borman tries to go high in the zone. It's going to be knocked around Stark as a foot race ensues here. Buffalo wins that briefly. Stark ties up his man, though, behind the goal line. As Buffalo's going to squirt this puck out here behind Dragosic. Picked up now by Stark. He's run into. Easton Borman tries to skate this out of danger. Goes off the stick of Loya to Bingham Green. Bingham Green's trying to come in. He's got Blake Parrish. Just goes beyond Blake Parrish's reach. Centering pass goes off the right toe of netminder number 18. And back to the blade of Bingham Green. Tosses it right behind the net. Number 11 for the Sabres. Tries a clearing attempt as he moves it up to the left half wall. Goes to the stick of Grant Loya. Loya's going to curl back. Uses his center. That's Easton Borman. Borman dumps this deep. Penn's forward group's going to go for a change. As Wagner, the Sabres defender, tries to move to a winger. Picked off by Fergie. Fergie falls down. Mulligan now has it high in the zone. He's pulled down. As a good back check there by Ferguson keeps things from getting dangerous. It's going to be thrown behind the net to Frankenfield now. He goes below the goal line for it. Chip pass off the stick of Gaworski. Gaworski to Fergie. Penn's exit the zone with some speed here. Knocked off of his blade. 5:03 now to go in the second period. Ferguson stops up, tries to cycle it back to Gaworski. Goes kept in the zone nicely by Frankenfield. He's going to dump it right back down deep. As number 96, big defenseman for the Sabres, tries to move it further. Goes up to the half wall, and the Sabres out of the zone here. Number 8's going to try and work it wide. But it comes to the blade of Welch. And it's going to be dumped now behind the goal line. Frankenfield bumps into a man, separates the puck. That's number 93, Riker Ferguson, that gets to that puck. It's Gaworski now entering the zone with it. Centering pass goes just out of the reach of Mulligan. He's looking to tuck that home. Good little feed there by number 43, Gaworski. As Borman left it for Nenavisa, but it came out of the zone. 4:08 to play in the second period. Neutral zone faceoff ends with an offsides call, so we'll do it again. Borman on with Wilson, Phillips, Nenavisa, and Loya. It's going to be CJ Nenavisa. It's going to skate this puck in. As Connor Wilson has it, he's going to backhand it no further, though, as Buffalo tries to move it past center red. They hop it over a couple of sticks, but Easton Borman's there to pick it up. Sabres player lost the stick behind the play. Pens have a chance here because of it. Wilson moves it over to Phillips. Good pass again by Connor Wilson. He's laid out there behind the play. Nothing's going to be called, as Wilson was just interfered with on the backside back door. Nothing called there. As the Penn's going to step in here for the draw. Bingham Green's going to win this back. Goes to the stick of Frankenfield. It's going to be moved over to McQuiggan, number 96. Defenseman for the Junior Sabres. It's going to seam pass it up to 34. Where number 8 steps around the Penn's defense. Chance here. Blocker save. Squirts high where it's found by Dragosic, thankfully. Max was able to locate that puck and cover it up and get a whistle. As we're now under 3 to go. Penn's maintaining that 2-1 lead. Sabres changing up a couple of their players. D-zone draw right to the right of goaltender Dragosic. One back cleanly by Riker Ferguson to Frankenfield. Frankenfield to Stark. Stark up to Blake Paris. As it's thrown all the way back into the Penn's D-zone. Picked up now by Frankenfield. Moves it for Stark. As Riker Ferguson moves the puck further. He falls down, though, loses a wheel. As the Sabres knock it right back down the half wall. Picked up now by number 19, Bingham Green. Bingham Green's got Blake Paris going with him. Green's going to try the right side of the ice. Tries to curl move, dances around one guy. Can't get around the second guy, though, as 97 separates his man. Sabres going to throw this back to center to number 98. Far pass here as Nenevisa is going to come over and pressure. Helped out by number 19, Bingham Green. As it's dumped behind goaltender number 18 now for the Sabres. Throwing up the half wall now. And back to center. It goes to the stick of CJ Nenevisa. He chips it around. 97 picks it up. And Nenevisa's got it right back on the stick, but ahead of the play. As Mulligan tags up and gets back onside. As it's going to squirt all the way back to CJ Nenevisa now. Nenevisa's going to curl to his left side. Throws it to Mulligan. Period. As Brooks Jaworski has it behind the net. Passed over to Nenevisa high in the slot. There, skips in on net. Phillips is looking for a rebound. 38 to go. Puck comes up the half wall here around Nenevisa. But good back check by Jaworski. It's thrown wide here as the Sabres going to try and work around Stark. Long shot over the net, though. Picked up by Ferguson. Ferguson moves it to Stark. Correction, that's number 3, Sawyer Phillips. Phillips tries to move it up ahead. As number 8 now brings it in. Long shot, glove down by Dragicic. 6.2 on the clock. D-zone draw coming up. Faceoff's going to be won by the Sabres. Long shot taken to end the period. A big save by goaltender Dragicic. It's going to keep it a 2-1 score. We'll be back in a moment here as at the end of 2, Penn's Elite 2, Buffalo Junior Sabres 1. Third period action set to begin here. 15 minutes on the clock. 2-1 the score. 17-12 on the shot scoreboard here. As Easton Mormon steps in, flanked by Wilson and Phillips on the backside, Stark and Loya. Loya is going to hustle back to get to this puck. Number 43, right-handed defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 2015 squad. Moves it to his D partner, left-handed defenseman, number 7, Nico Stark. Comes right back to the stick of Stark here as 2 Penguins collide. It was Borman and Wilson. Wilson slow to get up now. Goes all the way down the ice here. Icing's going to be waved off as Easton Borman tries to pin his man against the half wall. Borman walks out with that puck. Has it high in his own. Works around another guy. Knocked off at the last second. As it squirts out of the zone. Grant Loya picks it up. Thought about moving to Wilson and does. Wilson retreats to gain some territory back in his own zone. Moves it to Loya. Loya over to Stark. Stark loses control of this puck. Number 34 separates him from the puck. He's pressured by Borman and Loya now. Puck comes high in the slot as it's shot softly to the stick of Nico Stark. Stark moves it to Paris. Paris starts his skating, tries to get around a couple guys in the center of the ice. He falls down, is collided with. Also going down is number 43, Grant Loya. As 71's now going to try. Walks right down Fifth Avenue there. Nobody was coming across the pressure. Shot right off the bar. Loya now hustles to move this puck further along. Number 8 has 17 in the slot wide open. Decides to go behind the net. Knocks it to himself. 8's still looking for somebody to pass to. Goes high in the zone. Off to number 97 at the point. Goes to 71. It's a good stick there by Ferguson. Comes now behind the goal line to number 8. That's McCormick. Ferguson and Loya run into each other. Frankenfield comes over to pressure. He's bumped off by number 8 as it's shot and kept in the zone by number 97. Long shot taken just off the left toe of Dragosic and wide of the net. Good control here by the Sabres, who make an errant pass here, and the Pens are able to clear the zone. As the Pens are able to change up a couple of bodies here. As the Pens now have a chance here. Big Green walks in, just shoots it wide of the net. Walsh is over to keep this in the zone. He's going to move it further. But he's in a foot race here with number 17 as he wins this foot race. He's going to get his head up. He's looking for Mulligan as it's carried further by Easton Borman into the Pens offensive zone. Chipped around Welch here, number 34. Works around Adavisa. 34 comes in off the bar. As Welch now has it at center ice, he's going to skate wide. He's going to dump it deep into the zone. Penguins now control behind the goal line, where Brooks Skowarski picks it up on his backhand. Tries to move it out in front, nothing doing. As it's thrown wide here to number 34. It's going to be dumped deep here behind the net. As Frankenfield tries to work it further. Long shot, off blocker save there by Dragosic. 93, Riker Ferguson picks it up. His head's up, moves it to Owen Mulligan. He's bumped into, was able to move it back to center though. Thrown right back behind the goal line where Frankenfield's going to pick up the puck. He leaves it for Nenevisa. Nenevisa moves it to Mulligan. Turned over now to number 33. Long shot taken. Sabres definitely have controlled the gameplay here as they have a 7-0 shot advantage in the third period. As we're back to 17 shots apiece. 10:35 now to go in the third period. As the Sabres going to work it right back into their offensive zone. 98 carries in a long shot wide of the net. Back to get this is number 7, Nico Stark. Reverses behind him. As Brooks Skowarski skates back to center. Fans on the shot attempt. Goes wide of the net there. Stick behind by goaltender number 18. As the Sabres retreat back into their own zone, they move it up to right winger, number 34. Sorry, Phillips on, though. Gets control of that puck. Centering pass, tried to move it to Wilson. Goes off of a couple sticks. Deflects now off of Loya's stick back to center. Number 17 is going to chip this ahead. As Loya picks it up now, crosses center red. Picking up some speed here as he enters the Sabres zone. Dances around one guy, two guys. Drives it all the way to the net. Still loose. Glove down by the Sabres netminder there. Had to be alert. As we're under 10 to play, 9:34 in the third period. Face-off now is underway as Bingham Green unable to control this puck. Over to help out, Blake Paris. Blake Parrish centering pass off the stick of number 19, Bingham Green. As it's kept in the zone momentarily, but sticked away here to the stick of number 15 for the Buffalo Sabres. He hits center's red, dumps it in now where Nico Stark's going to pick it up behind goaltender Dragosic. He goes to his D partner, 43, Grant Loya. Loya centers it for Ferguson. Ferguson up to Bingham Green, pens back on the transition here. Green brings it in the zone, chips it around one D man. Ferguson goes in deep to pick up the puck. Centering pass off of a couple of bodies, scores all the way up high in the zone to CJ Nenavisa. As it shots back in here as Blake Parrish tries to move it, but it's thrown behind the net. Borman loses his footing, gets right back up as the Sabres squirt it right back high in the zone. Good stick there by Nenavisa, but ahead of the play were a couple Penguins forwards. Offsides is the call. 8:27 now to go in the third. Shot totals right now 18-17. We began this period with a 17-10 shot advantage. Neutral zone faceoff goes back into the Buffalo D zone where Brooke Skaworski applies some pressure. It's going to be thrown up high in the zone here as briefly kept in. It is kept in by Brooke Skaworski out of the zone now. It comes to Borman. But the Sabres going to try and work this wide. 71's trying to work around a Welch. He sticks it off of 71's, dumped in deep. Borman's going to leave it for Welch now. Welch sends it up high to Mulligan. It's going to be dumped right back down deep where CJ Nenavisa picks up the puck, leaves it for Borman. Borman chips over to Welch. Welch throws it up to Mulligan. And it goes out of the zone here. Good play there by Borman. Buffalo could have got a too many men call there as they were changing right as the puck was going through. And they're going to say that this is an icing call. It's coming all the way back into the pen zone to the left of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic. Oh, not enough. Yep, we're going all the way back down. Riker Ferguson on to take this draw. Long shot, glove down by Dragosic. Clean face-off win there for the Junior Sabres. Right into that left mitt of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic. We'll do it again here. Ferguson steps in once again against centerman number 8. Puck is tied up off the draw. Comes to number 3, Sawyer Phillips. They exit the zone 3-on-3. Got Wilson behind a man. Goes to Wilson. Wilson streaking down the right side. Shot taken. Blocker save. Goes over the net. Ferguson's going to be knocked off the puck. Squirts out in the high slot as number 8, centerman for the Buffalo Junior Sabres, is able to work around Stark. He works around Frankenfield. Long shot goes wide of the net, though. Still loose here as Stark and Ferguson communicate. Stark moves it to Ferguson. Ferguson skating it back to center. As we're under 7 to go, 6:53 to play in the third period. Borman tries to get to that puck. High in the slot, it goes to Connor Wilson. He's got Borman going with him. Tries to move it to Borman. Goes off of a stick. Borman's going to go try to get to this puck here. He's knocked down as Blake Parrish follows this puck on. Tries a power move here, going to the net. Covered up by number 18. Wilson is knocked down here. Borman lets the Sabres player know about it. As both, we're going to have coincidental minors here. Number 8 and Borman having a conversation here as they're both going to the box. Both are going to sit down for the next minute 30. As we'll have 5-on-5 action. As we have a neutral zone faceoff. Ferguson's going to step in. He's flanked by Parrish and Green on the backside, Loya and Nenavisa. Face-off won by the Sabres, number 71. He's going to try and work around Nenavisa. He's forced to the wall. Is 71. Ferguson back to pick it up. Grant Loya. Grant Loya skates it out of the zone now. Deflects off of a couple of skates. Loya has to hustle back to get to this puck as he's facing pressure by number 12. Loya has it behind the net now. He stops up, falls down, and moves it to number 12. 12 centering pass into the slot. Good pass there, but could not get a shot away. It was number 15. A little slow to the trigger there. So the Pens able to evade danger temporarily as Loya shoots it off of number 71. Comes to Blake Paris. Paris moves it back to center, and the Pens are going to go on a power play here as there's going to be an interference call against the Buffalo Junior Sabres, number 33. Offensive zone face-off now. Stark and Loya, the defense pairing. Forward grouping, number 45, Brooks Gorson, number 8, Connor Wilson, and number 12, Owen Mulligan. As it's brought back in by Connor Wilson. Squirts over to Brooks Gorski, shoots it high over the net. Stark hustles down the wall, keeps it in. Mulligan now has it behind the net. Moves it high to Grant Loya, number 43. Loya's going to try and dump it down deep to Gorski. He controls the puck, goes to his backhand. Backhands over the bar. 50 seconds remaining on the Pens power play. Centering pass attempt from Wilson. Comes out high to Stark. Stark takes that shot, deflects down in front of the Buffalo net. As Pens going to transition right back in. They got a 4-on-2 right now. They catch the Sabres in a change, but they were ahead of the play. Pens are going to have a neutral zone face-off here. Ferguson, Phillips, Green, Welch, and Nenavisa now on. 4:50 to play here in the third period, live from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. FedEx Rink, Bingham Green, centering pass over to Sawyer Phillips. Goes behind the net now. Sawyer Phillips is going to walk out. Shot taken, goes wide of the net, though. 71's trying to work this further. It's going to squirt all the way back down the Penn zone. Official's hand goes up for an icing call, and it is long enough for icing. So the Pens are going to have one more offensive zone face-off here, coming up 9 seconds on the power play to number 33. Sabres defenseman in the box for an interference call. Taking this draw is going to be number 74. That's Easton Borman. He's getting some instructions here at the last second from the bench. Wilson, Paris, Welch, Nenavisa. Complete the 5 on the ice. Puck is dropped here. It's going to be one over to the half wall. Shot back to Welch. Welch is going to walk in. Long shot taken. Stick down. Deflects in the slot here. Still rebound. Still sitting there. It's going to squirt here up to the half wall. Going to be picked up by Welch. Welch is going to send this back down to Blake Paris. Paris sends it off the stick and Nenavisa and out of the zone. Just out of the zone here. Nenavisa now picks it up. He's going to skate over to the left side. Tries to work to Paris. As we're under 4 to play here in the third period. As Nenavisa is going to work it down the half wall now over to the dots. Centering pass attempt. Good pass there by Nenavisa over to Borman. Just could not get the shot off here. 3:36 to go here in the third period. As the Sabres are trying to work around Frankenfield. Borman picks it up. Borman goes over to Paris, the left winger. Paris up to Nenavisa. Nenavisa curls back, goes over to Borman. Frankenfield now has this puck. He leaves it. Drop pass for Wilson. Long shot taken, goes wide of the net. Over to get to that puck, though, is 93, Riker Ferguson. Loses control right behind netminder number 18. On to help out, it's number 25. It's Blake Paris. As number 8's going to bring it back to center red here as he's going to try and work around Stark. He gets on the outside of Stark. As it's brought in, back in. Big pad save there by Dragicic. As Paris is going to work it all the way back down in the Pens offensive zone. And the Pens are going to change up their grouping on the ice as Owen Mulligan comes over the boards now with Grant Loya and CJ Nanavisa. Nanavisa now as the puck is going to backhand it up out of danger up to Brooks Gaworski. He enters the zone. He's coming in 1-on-2. It's going to be sticked away here to the Sabres defenseman. He works it over to his D partner, comes up the half wall now as the Sabres look to transition here, looking for the tying goal. But Owen Mulligan creates a turnover here. He's bouncing down the left-hand wall. He's pulled down here, hog-tied. As we're under 2 to play, it squirts out to Easton Borman. It bounced as we got a couple players looking like they're ready to go. As Mulligan and 8 were having a conversation there as Borman was walking in. And both players going to head to the box here, number 8 and number 12. 8 for the Sabres, 12 Owen Mulligan for the Penguins. So late in the game. .147 to play. Conversation here between the officials. As right now we're lined up at center red. We'll see if it remains that way as explanations going on. As we're moving all the way back into the Pens D zone. We have 5 skaters on the ice, so as Gaworski's going to go to the bench here, the Pens are going to be short-handed there. As multiple calls here. I think the extra minute 30 might be going to Owen Mulligan, so the Pens are going to have to kill off a penalty here late in the game. Officials still confirming things are right on the board with the timekeeper. So it's going to be a double minor to Owen Mulligan. At least that's what went up on the board initially. As we're going to take another break here as the officials are trying to figure it out. I think what they're going to skate over and say is somebody else has to serve this penalty. Sawyer Phillips is going to go over and serve this extra minute and a half penalty to Sawyer Phillips. So here's what we have. We have 6-on-4 here as the Sabres have the net empty. Borman's going to win this draw back cleanly to Nanavisa. Nanavisa is going to try and work it back to Borman here. Borman now has this puck. Centering pass just goes out of the reach of Paris. Pens going to be short-handed here the rest of the way. At least that's their hope. As Borman's going to chip it. Pens have an empty net. Long shot taken. Pad save there by Dragicic. Squirts out right in front of him. As on the half wall now, it's number 17 for the Sabres. Centering pass picked off by Borman. He has this sticked away by number 34. He bumps into a man here on the half wall. Borman now strong in this shift. Was looking for that empty net. He bounces it off one guy. He's tripped up here. As Easton Borman's going to be rewarded. He worked hard on that shift to create the turnovers. And the junior Sabres going to go to the box here Number 71 gets rung up for a tripping call. As it's going to be 4-on-4 action here. Fergie, Gaworski, Nenevisa, and Loya are on. It's going to be one over here to the wall. Back in the net is netminder number 18. I'd assume once the Sabres get this up the ice, they're going to pull him out of the net, but can't move it further. Number 97 has that sticked away briefly by 97. Correction, 93, Riker Ferguson. Comes to Loya. Loya's going to push the play here. Tries a curl move. As it's going to be tied up here on the half wall. Loya's going to be knocked into. On to help out is Riker Ferguson. He's pulled down. Has a stick up into his shoulder. As the stick's going to be swung back at his head here. As 34 is going to try and work around Nenevisa. Nenevisa stops up number 34 nicely. 97 pitch down the wall here. 28.6 to go. Nenevisa comes over and gets to this puck. He's going to send it back into the neutral zone now. As Sawyer Phillips is going to be coming back on right now. As Brooks Gaworski going to enter in the zone. Good stick there by 96. Forces this wide. Pens are on a power play right now. It goes off the outside of the net. As we're under 5 to go, 4. Nenevisa is going to work to this puck. 2 seconds to go. Long shot taken. And that's going to be it. As your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Squad is going to be victorious. 2-1's the final here from game number 1 of the PPE Showcase. So the Pens will be back in action tomorrow's early morning contest. I believe 7:15 against Little Caesars. Currently ranked, I believe, as the number 1 team in the nation. So the Pens walk out of here. 2-1's the score from game number 1 of the PPE Showcase. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning